What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here today making this video in particular because unfortunately there is more COVID news to talk about, and unfortunately there are more positives across the league. We wouldn't have to keep talking about it if it didn't keep happening. But real quick before I get to that, I want to make a couple side notes, a couple programming notes, stuff going on for the rest of the week, and then a personal note. And that personal note is, I'm sure you guys have noticed that my hair is getting kind of long, and I've decided to just kind of leave it. It hasn't bothered me, and I haven't really had the desire to cut it, so I'm going to leave it. And as it continues to grow, it's going to get curly and stuff. So it's going to be a bit different. I've only actually done this, I think this is the 4th time now ever in my life that I've actually grown my hair out. Or let it grow out, whatever. Anyway, so the programming notes are, well, it's obviously Thursday. So Saturday I'm going to be doing my preview video for the game against the Rams. It's just my initial quick thought is that it's going to be a really tough game, especially their defense. I think this is probably the most foolish debut they could have given to Tua. I mean, this is going to be certainly the hardest team that we've played all year. One of the more healthy teams, even though they did just lose one of their starting safeties. I think he is, Burgess. But overall, they are still healthy. They got Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, and we're going to have to go up against them. And this is the first time that we haven't faced a team that was completely different than last season, or even at the beginning of the season because of injuries. The Patriots were different just because of opt-outs. But anyway, and people leaving in free agency. But so, and this is going to be the first time really that the Dolphins are going to face a team with a serious pass rush and also good cover corners. So it's going to be a super, super tough battle for him. And I hope, look, unfortunately, I don't expect us to win. Hopefully they perform better than what I'm hoping and at least keep it, close and competitive. But look, Tua's not, I can't see him having a very good day, if I'm being honest. They are going to be in his face. I think it's a terrible game to give him as his first start. The rest of it is, just adds to it, right? The screwy timing, the fact that Fitzpatrick's doing well and all that stuff, right? And then the possible, bad feelings that could brew within, some players in the locker room and stuff, whatever, because of the decision, the timing, and, how they fucked Fitzpatrick and all that stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But the big thing, the issue is, for me, his health, right? And, again, it's just, to me, this is the worst game they could have given him, because he has to face fucking Aaron Donald. They got Brockers. They got several guys on that line and that can rush the passer and that will get to him. He's not going to stay clean. It's not possible. It's just not possible. So, anyway, and then obviously the game will be on Sunday. I believe it's the early game, so it should be 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah, so let's see. Let's get to this. So the first one is for the Chargers. The Chargers have one positive COVID-19 test. The Chargers are the latest NFL team to have a player test positive for COVID-19. One player tested positive, and he and his close contacts were told to stay home and isolate, Ian Rappaport of NFL Network reports. The team will keep its facility open, but all team meetings will be virtual today. The Chargers play at Denver on Sunday afternoon. So far, there has been no indication that the game will not be played as scheduled. Chargers have one positive COVID-19 test originally appeared on Pro Football Talk. Okay, so And I mean, like I said, we wouldn't have to continue to talk about it if it didn't continue to happen. And again, I mean, we're about halfway through the season. They're running out of ways to postpone games, right? Because they're gonna run out of, people's bye weeks to take. They're, once they decide to take the, and I'm pretty sure at some point they're gonna, because this is only gonna continue to spread and get worse. But I'm pretty sure they're going to do an 18th week and take away that week in between conference, the championship game between, or the conference championships, the AFC and NFC conference championships, and then the Super Bowl, right? So, once all that happens, and the more they keep pushing things back, eventually they're going to run out of ways to push it back. And it's not going to stop, man. And then you add the injuries on top of it. This season is a giant mess. But that's not all. So the Giants player tests positive for COVID-19 as well. The Giants announced Thursday that a member of their roster has tested positive for COVID-19. According to a statement from the team, they were informed of the positive test late on Wednesday night and began the contact tracing process. Close contacts of the player were notified and told not to come to the team's facility on Thursday. NFL media reports that group includes all but 4 of the team's offensive linemen, as the player who tested positive is a lineman. Teams must have 8 offensive linemen available for games to move forward. The team's facility remains open and the team is scheduled to practice as scheduled. The infected player and the other close contacts will participate in meetings remotely. The Giants are scheduled to play the Buccaneers on Monday night, and there's been no indication that there will be a change in schedule for that game. Giants players test positive for COVID-19 originally appeared on Pro Football Talk. They just have to make that clear, apparently. I just saw a report that Edelman's expected to miss a bunch of time with a lingering knee issue. And, earlier today, just before I went, to do this video, there were tons of, injuries, notifications involving injuries of players not making it. Like Christian McCaffrey, I don't think is going to play against the Falcons. Anyway, so yeah, but look, I mean, and at this point, the NFL, for the way it seems, right, is that the NFL's already kind of run out of most everything that they can do to push things back. I mean, they could still do like, Tuesday night games and stuff like that here and there, but probably not even that very much. Right, with the way things are shaking out, especially with so many teams now, running through their bye and whatnot. But my guess is they're actually already running out of things, and so they're just not doing anything. Right, they're just gonna hold off. Because look, I mean, there's still, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's still a few days until the game, right? So why do they need to do anything now? They still got time. They can wait and see how it plays out. Meanwhile, these facilities are still open. The Chargers, the Giants, their facilities are open. And, they told some guys not to come in, but, I mean, is that going to be good enough? And who's to say that, one of the other guys that's actually at the practice doesn't have it, but doesn't know yet because, they hadn't had it long enough to get a positive test. I mean, look, you guys know how I feel. It's a complete shit show. It's a massive disaster. People's lives are, potentially being ruined, and it's all because they just need to make sure that they continue to get their profits, because again, as we know, they could stand to lose at least $16 billion if they were to cancel the season. And, we just did the report about how they're trying to fill the stadium 20% for the Super Bowl, right? So, like, it's gross, and I mean, I still think that the season is at some point going to have to just shut down, but I mean, their greed, like, honestly, their greed really has no bounds. And if I'm also being honest, humans in general, but Americans in particular, are fucking stupid. And and different levels of stupid, right? So, like, some people are just outright fucking morons. Like, the the most, dumb person you can fucking think of, in all ways, right? But then you just have people that are ignorant and uninformed and so on and so forth. But then you have the idiots, the liberal idiots that are, constantly convinced that, things are okay because Democrats say it or, whatever. Anyway, and so there are a lot of people that are taking part in these things that, help it to perpetuate and to continue on, right? Because if the players stopped playing, if they were like, look, this is too much, right? There are just too many fucking injuries, and COVID is not stopping, right? And especially as they try and impose harsher penalties on these people, the players and coaches and stuff. Like, if they stopped, if they're like, look, no, we can't go on, and if no, people refuse to come to games, but that's not going to happen. So there is a distinct possibility that they will play out the entire season. But it's going to be devastating because, obviously the numbers are spiking, and football is absolutely a big reason for it. Also, I can't remember who it was, but there was actually a college game that just got canceled too because of COVID. Look, man, it's such a disaster. It's such a disaster, and people's lives are at risk, right? I'm gonna say it again. We just had the first person related to the NFL player that is now out for the season, right? We know Nick Saban tested positive. This and he's out for the season because he's having recurring issues even after he is tested negative for it, because it fucks you up, dude. This thing is not a joke, right? Anyway, whatever. So, I've said it a million times, and it's not going to change. Like I said, unfortunately, it keeps happening, so I'm going to have to keep reporting on it and telling you guys about it, because I don't ignore these things. I know pretty much everybody else does, but I don't ignore it because it's massively important. And again, the implications are people's lives are being ruined. And so, no one's died yet, but unfortunately, with the way they continue, at least nobody directly connected to the NFL. Who's to say that fans haven't died, right? Because it's definitely possible. They're obviously contributing to the spread by having these large events with large amounts of people with rules that they absolutely cannot enforce. So they're contributing to it. I can't say if anybody that's gone to these games has died. Obviously, that's, impossible for me to find out unless there's, some report done at some point that says, this person died and, because their family, talks about it or something, or whatever, to a reporter somehow for some reason, whatever. And this person died because they got COVID when they went to this game. It's super hard to even tell to begin with, right? But it's got to be happening, though. It's illogical to think that it's not. But eventually, somebody directly connected, a coach, a player, somebody is going to end up dying. And my guess is they're going to be like, yeah, we feel for them, and, our wishes go out to their family and blah, blah, blah. But are we going to shut down? No, we can't do that, because we have so much money at stake. And they're not going to say it like that. They're going to give you the wishes and be like, our heart goes out and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll probably even frame it in some stupid fucking way, like, but we gotta keep pressing on, and we gotta come together, and fucking all this unity bullshit and fucking whatever to, convince people that, yeah, we can't stop. We can't stop. It's not about the money, but we can't stop. We got to do it for them, or, some dumb shit like that. And people will eat it up, and they'll buy it, and they'll continue to go to games and get sick and die and, whatever. And because that's the world we fucking live in. So brace for impact, man. This country, look, and frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter anyway. It does matter. It does matter. But what I mean is when you look at the greater picture of the world, and especially this country, I think at this point, one way or another, it doesn't matter who wins this election, because neither of the candidates are going to do anything for working people. They're going to continue to destroy the planet and give subsidies to fossil fuel companies. They're not going to give us health care. They're not going to do anything, right? So they're not going to do criminal justice reform or anything that's required to fucking, even though reform won't work in that particular case. But nothing is going to change, and it's only going to get worse under both of them. Right, so Trump is going to expedite the crazy and chaos. Biden would just do nothing and just let it happen. But either way, though, there's going to be violence on election day, and I'm pretty convinced that this country is just inevitably going to burn one way or another. Whether it be the fires and the fucking storms that are fucking destroying us, which are continuing to ravage the country. Zeta. Fucking hurricane whatever Zeta, it's now a tropical storm, just devastated Louisiana. So whether it's stuff like that, climate change, or whether it's because there's gonna eventually be all-out war in the fucking streets, this country's gonna end up burning. And it's all of this, luxury that people care about so much, and this entertainment, man, we just gotta have our football, bro. And like, I those commercials that they run about how, what's the one? I mean, there are a few of them, but there's the one that, it says something about, along the lines of, we know that sport is not the right answer right now. And then they go into how, but we have to have it. We can't not play. We can't not have, Major League Soccer and fucking, basketball and baseball and football. Even though, the Dodgers, right? They just won the World Series. Justin, what's his name? Justin Turner. Justin Turner has COVID-19, tested positive for it, and then apparently I saw a report that he went out onto the field to celebrate with his team and took his mask off. Like, I mean, are you fucking kidding? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, we live in such a fucking dumpster fire of a country, bro. Like, yeah, anyway, so people need to buckle the fuck up. This shit is gonna get super fucking intense. Like, on a level people just don't seem to grasp. Either they're incapable of grasping it, like, the most of the right-wing morons that are just full-on stupid, or the liberals that are, you have the ignorant people that just don't know, but then you have the liberals who try and, create a false reality because they're scared little pussies and can't face the real world, so they try and paint one just to fucking, give themselves a safe space, even though that's not going to do anything. It's not going to stop anything, and it's not going to save them from the destruction, the chaos, and the misery that is to come. It's only actually just going to make it worse. So, I mean, people refuse to fucking acknowledge it and see it, and they're going to find out, man. People are going to find out. They're going to find out the fucking hard way. So it is what it is. I do my best to try and fucking help and warn people and prepare people. And, I get shit for it. And people don't like me and call me negative. So it is what it is. If people don't want to listen, then they're going to have to find out the fucking hard way. And guess what? I'm going to say I told you so. Because, look, we don't have time. My future is at risk too. We just literally don't have time to fuck around and, do little reforms. No, we need radical change immediately, or we literally will all perish to climate change. There's no if, and, or but about it. It will happen. Okay. And so, and it not, in some, time off in the distance. It will happen in our lifetimes. It will happen in less than a decade. Okay, we're seeing it literally with our eyes. The fires in California and Australia and the Arctic. Like, I could go on and on and on about it, right? Okay, so it's gonna happen. People are gonna fucking experience it, and it's coming. It's all coming, and it's all bearing down on us. That doesn't even, and I didn't even mention anything about the economy and the way fucking people are devastated financially right now. Like, I mean, there are all of these just massive issues that, I mean, miraculously to this point haven't come to a full head and just completely exploded. But it's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. Anyway, with all that, let me go ahead and get up out of here. And I hope you guys appreciate my perspectives. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.